Superintendent John DiTomaso, Board Member Tracy Miller, parents and guardians, family members, faculty, staff, and friends, welcome to Calhoun High School's 61st Annual Commencement Ceremony. As principal, I have the distinct privilege of being your Master of Ceremonies today, and I am so very glad to be celebrating with you as we honor this group of graduates from the class of 2020. Please remain standing and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the playing of our national anthem as recorded by our concert choir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. You may be seated. Our first speaker today is Board Member Ms. Tracy Miller. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
Good morning, graduates, family, staff, and guests. This was supposed to be a very different speech for a different day and place, and I want to acknowledge that today was supposed to be different. As you sit here in your caps and gowns, I'm sure mixed emotions are running through your hearts. The ending of any era is bittersweet, but this ending is especially fraught with emotion. You think of the happy times, the friendships made, the experiences you shared with those you've come to love, and how that abruptly ended and the world changed. You looked forward to the end of senior year with the anticipation of all that was to have happened, and suddenly everything was different. But I want you to know that there's still a sense of excitement for the challenges and experiences yet to come. I would like you to remember that nothing is ever truly lost. Each of you is a compilation of all of your experiences, the ones you have and the ones you don't have. And this experience has made the class of 2020 a little different. With this knowledge, you leave Calhoun as young adults, moving into a world that's different as well. Mother Teresa said, if we have no peace, it's because we've forgotten we belong to each other. If you look at the condition of the world today, it is obvious we have forgotten. But it is your charge as the next generation to invent, to heal, to discover, to create, and to govern. And to do those things differently because your world is different. Be aware of what is happening politically, environmentally, and socially. Dedicate a portion of your life to improving humanity in your town, your country, or the world. Stand for something and make your voice heard. I hope you leave Calhoun knowing that the road to being an informed citizen is through education. Continue to take your education seriously and never stop learning. The one thing that cannot be taken from you is your education, and with that, you can change the world and hold the world to the tenet that we belong to each other. Graduates, believe in yourself even when life seems uncertain. Believe in your ideas and once in a while take the road less traveled. If you fail the first time or that road isn't working out, you can go back and try again. There will be another time you succeed because you've learned from each experience and each road. Be thoughtful, be brave, be honorable and true. And if you hold to that, you will create a world that is better than the one before, one where we know we all belong to each other. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Miller, for the wisdom you have imparted today. I now introduce you to your class presidents. You gave Lindsey Brown and Noah Marchup the responsibility of being president, and we need to thank them for their outstanding service to the class. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our other class officers, Julia Manson, Grace O'Sullivan, Taylor Shamstra, and Gabriella Del Pozo for their contributions to your high school experience. Lindsay, Noah, please take the podium.
Welcome Ms. Hollings, faculty, administration, our class advisor, Mrs. Arresto, parents, and graduates. I'm Noah Marchup.
And I'm Lindsey Brown, and we are your class of 2020 presidents. Although we missed our final semester together, we are so fortunate enough to be able to commemorate our final moments of high school together. Senior year is supposed to be one of the most memorable times in a student's life, but we should not go through life thinking of what could have been. Instead, let us play back the tape and recall all of the shared accomplishments and good times.
At the end of the timeless 1980s cult classic, The Breakfast Club, when the disparate group of 5 teenagers from very different social groups, John the Rebel, Claire the Princess, Allison the Outcast, Brian the Brainiac, and Andrew the Jock, come together as their day of detention is coming to an end, Brian says this: "I know it's kind of a weird time, but I was just wondering, what is going to happen to us on Monday, when we're all together again? I mean, I consider you guys my friends. I'm not wrong, am I?"
This quote is applicable to the class of 2020, and that we have been thrust into these uncertain times, and our relationships with one another have grown ever more complex, as well as tested on a daily basis. But with perseverance and determination, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And these two principles have been the guiding factors in the success of this year's graduating class.
One of our biggest accomplishments as a class was our performance at Class Night these past 2 years. Some of us may not have competed in events for points, but each of us came together in the stands to support one another, celebrate, and just have a great night together. You may not have even known the person next to you, but you were still working together to achieve a common goal, even if you did not know it at the time. Last year, we may have been demolished by freshmen, not once, but twice in tug of war, but we did not let that crush our spirits. Every year, we dominated the decoration category with everyone's effort, especially in the art department. Our beautiful murals will always be on display in the West Cafeteria for everyone to admire our hard work and dedication. The class of 2021 can deny us all they want, but we won Class Night 2020.
Nicole, we're looking at you. In anticipation of what would have been arguably the best prom in Sanford H. Calhoun history, our class came together and worked hard to fundraise to attain this goal. Lucrative bake sales every other week were ambitious, we admit, but that did not stop us from cranking out fresh plates of baked goods. Not only were we working around the clock making brownies and cookies and cakes,
Oh my!
every dollar made at those bake sales was another step closer to the most memorable and amazing prom. Prom is supposed to be the cherry on top to a successful 4 years of high school, but this year we were dealt a shorthand, and that we were deprived of one. Probably our most...
The fun doesn't have to be over yet. I'll be your Gatsby. Will you be my Daisy?
I'm gonna have to go with yes on that one, Noah. It was very unexpected. Probably our most notable fundraiser was this year's Cold Fest. Cold Fest has been an ever-growing event at Calhoun, just before our homecoming game each year. We partnered with the class of 2021 and our sports boosters to organize one of the most successful Cold Fests to date. With inflatable bouncy houses, obstacle courses, and of course, human hungry hippos. We drew in not only students, but teachers, their families, and kids from all around the Belmar-Mara community. We even had 2 delicious food trucks, one of which arrived late because he had just come back from competing on Chopped.
Yes, the one from the Food Network. No big deal. Pause for attention.
High school is the place where you can redefine yourself and think about how you want to present yourself and how others perceive you. Each of us had a different experience in high school, but we have survived these past 4 years together. Whether positive, negative, or somewhere in between, every interaction you have had throughout these 4 years has helped shape you into the person you are today. The people you chose to surround yourself with and ways you chose to apply yourself have given you the ability to make lifelong connections.
These connections were put to the test in an unprecedented way. Right as we were approaching Class Night 2020, AP season, and what should have been the highlight of our senior year, a pandemic struck and hysteria was rising. In just 1 week, we went from hugging in the halls to masks, latex gloves, lack of human interaction, and ultimately a stay-at-home order. In the midst of a global pandemic, our generation has been challenged once again and showed our dedication and passion for equality and human rights for all. Following the wrongful death of George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement was thrust into the mainstream and finally exposed to the injustice people of color have been forced to face for so many years. We, as a generation, have demonstrated that we will not stand for injustice and sit idly by while millions of innocent people are wrongfully targeted and oppressed.
Our generation has experienced so much. We were born in the wake of 9/11, experienced Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Sandy, lived through the Great Recession, the war in Afghanistan, the birth of Facebook and social media, and just this year, lived through murder hornets, a human rights movement, and of course, a global pandemic. At just 18 years old, so many of us have been dealt a hand where we had to grow up before being able to enjoy being a kid. And in these 18 years, we not only met each other, but we grew with each other. There was always someone in your class or on your teams that had gone through some of the same things you did. And there's so much comfort in that, knowing that you are never truly alone.
As a class, both in Calhoun, around the country, and even the globe, we have come together under these unfortunate circumstances, and we are all bound by this experience. We are now a class of firsts. First to utilize extensive remote learning. First to have a commitment day parade. First to experience online AP testing. And for some of us, first to have virtual proms and graduations. Much like the students in the Breakfast Club, we cannot forget the people we sit with today. So, class of 2020, we ask you this. What will happen to us tomorrow? Will we still be bonded by this experience? The answer is yes. We cannot forget the people we sit with today, for we have lived through so much together. We may have experienced the pandemic in separate ways, but we did so together. We have proven we are strong and resilient and can persevere through all of life's challenges if we do so together. Remember, Calhoun, once a Colt, always a Colt.
Thank you so much, Lindsay and Noah. I now welcome to the podium Adam Gokan, salutatorian of the senior class. While he makes his way to the stage, yes indeed. While he makes his way to the stage, let me say that he's not only an academic powerhouse, but he is a world-class musician who excels in math in addition to all other academic areas. He will be attending Georgia Institute of Technology in the fall, where he will study mathematics.
Good morning. Giving a speech at graduation is a great honor. This year, it is 6 times the honor. A year that replaced in-person classes with Zoom sessions. And a year that traded class night for binge-watching Tiger King. We may have lost several important coming-of-age moments. But look closer, and you can see the strength and resilience it has taken for us to endure this crisis. As I look toward our future, seeing this spirit and camaraderie gives me hope, for our generation has found itself at a turning point in human history. In the coming years, we will embark upon endeavors that will have profound effects on us and our descendants. To name just a few of these undertakings, it will be our generation which opens up a new era of space exploration, putting the first men and women on Mars and establishing a permanent moon base. It will be our generation which will fight and save the Earth from climate change. It will be our generation that will invent incredible new forms of communication and entertainment that we can't even imagine. It will be our generation which will be responsible for answering questions such as, what are the dangers of self-learning artificial intelligence? Is it okay for us to live in a world of mass surveillance? These are the challenges we will face as our reality starts to look more like a science fiction plot. Soon, it will be our time to write in the book of human history. It will be our responsibility to write a new chapter that will define our generation and guide the many generations to follow. Now, I realize that I'm talking about lofty ideas that are still in the distant future. And tomorrow, the class of 2020 certainly won't be curing cancer, going to space, or naming our kids X-A12. And that's fine. Tomorrow, we should be celebrating. Let's enjoy our lives as we explore the world, learning and gaining experience as we go. But as we live in the moment, exploring life, always remember to keep an eye on the future. This pandemic is only the beginning of our chapter. But as we struggle to overcome this, we can build the confidence to face any challenges that the future will bring. And we can know that the achievements of the 21st century, which future generations will look back upon with great admiration, are our own. Thank you.
Outstanding, Adam. Thank you so very much. I now welcome to the podium the valedictorian of the senior class, Mark Ediati. While he makes his way to the stage, let me share that Mark shows a passion for history, a commitment to science research, and a love for music. His passion for politics marked his entire high school career, and I know he will do amazing things in the future. He will attend the University of Pennsylvania in the fall.
Good morning, class of 2020. First, I want to take a moment to thank our faculty. Their efforts over these past few months, trying to make our senior year special, despite the extenuating circumstances, is a microcosm of the love and support they have given us. None of us here would be celebrating our accomplishments without the administration and security that have welcomed us in the morning, the teachers and the counselors that have guided us through our day, and the custodians and cafeteria workers who are there to make the academic setting more pleasant. We will be forever grateful for the mark you have left upon our lives. Secondly, I want to thank my parents, especially my mom, who endured her struggles with lymphoma to, quote, just see my baby grow up, and for instilling me with the values that are an integral part of who I am today. I also wish to take a moment to thank my grandparents for laying the foundation for my success. Class of 2020. From the global pandemic to economic crisis to social unrest, our generation is no stranger to moments of transformative change. In fact, it has been sewn into the very fabric of our existence. And we had experienced all of that in just the first 18 years of our life. No matter what the future holds for us, I am optimistic, because we have looked life straight into the eyes, have emerged stronger, freer, and wiser than ever before. In high school, I've learned that there are 3 steps to achieving fulfillment in life, and it's all about our approach to change. Socrates told us to build it,
Gandhi told us to be it. Obama told us to believe in it. But I'm here to simply tell you, just embrace it. The first step to fulfillment is embracing personal change. Freshman year, Calhoun offered me a vast array of extracurricular opportunities. However, I decided to dedicate my time based on what I thought I wanted to excel at, not what I actually enjoyed. I thought I was destined to pursue science, but the day before the Science Olympiad competition, still not being able to put my helicopter to fly made me rethink that. At that moment, I decided to dedicate more of my time to Model Congress and Model UN instead. Without trying new things, I would never have discovered my true passion for public affairs, nor would I have transformed myself from the shy freshman to the confident young adult that I am today. So, this is the first step to embracing change. Be willing to try new things, so when you're at your lowest point, you are open to the greatest change. The second step to fulfillment is embracing communal change. In today's social media culture, it is easy to get instant gratification flaunting the most positive aspects of our life. However, this self-centered mindset does not invest us in the success of the community as a whole. For me, I have plenty of exciting personal accomplishments in high school, such as winning awards. Despite that, my most rewarding experience at Calhoun was training students how to write and debate in Model Congress. Seeing 7 of our members, one by one, going up to the podium to receive their awards was more exciting than any one of my personal accomplishments. I'm sure many of the parents here today will agree that the second step to embracing change is living vicariously through the success you're able to foster in those you love. The third step to fulfillment is embracing global change. Let's face it, the world is facing many challenges, but all of us have an important role to play in solving them. During the 2018 election cycle, I had the opportunity to intern for State Senator John Brooks. I was able to knock on about 1,000 doors and talk to voters across Long Island and coordinate events with other candidates. On election night, I saw many of these new candidates being elected for the first time. Just recently, I saw many of these same officials vote to pass historic police reforms in Albany. I realized that any of us can play a part in global change. All of us here today, whether you realize it or not, have also played a role in global change. Whether it be reaching out on Challenge Day, participating in Relay for Life, or donating to the community covered, Calhoun has given us the tools to become active agents of global change. So, this is the final step to embracing change. Take an active step in fundamentally improving the structures of our society. Personal, communal, and global. Class of 2020. We sit at the crossroads of our destiny. As you embark on the next journey of your life, facing change is inevitable. Over these past 4 years, all of you, as members of the Calhoun community, have taught me these lessons. To find your place in the world, remember to embrace change through these 3 stages. I'm going to leave you all with the Uncle Iroh quote from my favorite TV show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Destiny is a funny thing. You never know how things are going to work out. But if you keep an open mind and an open heart, I promise you will find your own destiny someday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Our next speaker represents the faculty and the staff, and as the advisor to the senior class, she will deliver the faculty farewell. Ms. Arresto, I cannot thank you enough for all of your help with this class and in these unprecedented times. You have gone above and beyond to make the experience for this class as special as it could be. Thank you.
Seniors, thank you for this opportunity to be with you today. Speaking for the teachers here at Calhoun, I can tell you that your journey through high school has been a memorable one. I'm thankful to have known the majority of you for the past 6 years, and I'm grateful for this chance to say goodbye. There's no better way for me to do that, I think, than to talk to you about something that I believe to be very important: books and the lessons they teach us. the power of resilience and finding the good even in the most difficult situations. As Mark Twain once wrote, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." Of course, the past few years have been some of the worst times for many of you. Failed friendships, failed classes, breakups, breakdowns, regrets, and remorse. It's easy to focus on the negative, but it's healthier to realize how much growth you've achieved through these obstacles and hardships. The past few months have been especially difficult for many of you, mourning the loss of many official and unofficial high school rites of passage, such as class night, cut day, and the last day of school countdown. But you are resilient. Don't focus on what has been taken away from you these past few months. Focus on what you're taking away from your high school experience. Knowledge, of course, but also friendships, relationships, and memories. The class of 2020 has contributed to some of the strongest casts, ensembles, and teams Calhoun has ever had. Sitting before me are students who have forged strong bonds with teachers, coaches, and administrators here that transcend the walls of this building. We've started new traditions because of you. The senior parade, honor cords for every honor society, personalized Instagram posts celebrating your plans for the fall. How lucky are you to be a part of this legacy? And think about how much there still is for you to look forward to. Some of the most important people in your lives, people who will become lifelong friends and family, are people you haven't even met yet. How exciting is that? If your required high school reading has taught you anything, I hope that you look to your future with the same optimism that Jay Gatsby held so deeply in his heart. And so, we beat on. Books teach us that the search for identity is never meaningless. I fell in love with reading at a young age. I fell in love with reading because the activity has allowed me to exercise my imagination and feel and experience different emotions all at once. I fell in love with how consumed one can be in a single story. Most of all, I fell in love with the fact that every time I finished a book, I realized how it changed me in some way. Whether it was opening my eyes to a new point of view, forcing myself to answer difficult questions, or taking me to a place I had never been before, I'm different every time. I tend to lose myself in books, but I also find myself in them. Books have a profound impact on how we see the world. Those who write are quite literally our cultural narrators. The stories they tell shape our worldviews, whether we realize it or not. As an English teacher, I beg of you to never stop reading. It's how we evolve as human beings, and it's how we become our best selves. Lastly, as the late, great Toni Morrison famously said, books are a form of political action. Books are knowledge. Books are reflection. Books change your mind. She's right. Books teach us to make an effort to understand others and to stand up for what we believe in. Now more than ever, books are essential to our individual growth and our growth as a society. Reading helps us to empathize with others. In short, reading makes us human. What we know matters, but who we are matters more. People will remember you for your character, not for your grades in high school. So as you move on, be good and do good. And for God's sake, read. I've said this before, but it bears repeating. In a world of Tom Buchanan's, be an Atticus Finch. Congratulations to class of 2020.
We will now pay honor to our graduates as we call them to the stage to receive the ceremonial diploma case. I introduce our assistant principals, Mr. Michael Gonzalez, Mr. Anthony DiMartinez, and Mr. Mark Malconian, to read the names of our graduates. Will the first graduate on the left please rise, followed by the rest of the row, and come up onto the bleachers to have your name read, pick up a diploma, and have your picture taken. Then please circle back to your seat, remaining socially distant from the graduates in front and in the back of you. Please wear your mask until you come up to get your diploma case, then take your mask down to take your picture, and then file back into your seats. Here's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Julia Manson. Keith Mickety. Bianca Natoli. Justin Lang. Chris Mitzis. Stephen Moulter. Sarah Moulter. Dominic Marinello. Sebastian Moundes. Kieran McMahon. Christina Lopez. Anthony Lagos Dormes. Olivia Lemary. Joseph Macaluso. Anthony Nangle. Robert Levy.
Alex Morzillo. Caitlin Mulqueen. Samantha Latore. Madison Latore. Jing Lin. Heather Murray. Jacob Bivowitz. Charles Meir IV. Vincent Lagozo. Justin Marks. Nina Matera. Derek May. Sean Stress. Connor McGrath. Zachary Lewis. Vincent Markowski. Lorenzo Macias. Aiden McKenna. Jacqueline Murray. William Martin. Chloe McGuire. Ryan Murray. Jacqueline Maciello. Timothy Martinson. Brooke Lundrigan. Dawn Luparello. Nicole Luparello. Zion Medina. Fallon McElwain. Cassidy Matthews. Alexandra Campisi. Michelle Landro. Brianna Leosados. Brooke McGinn.
Graduates, I would like to say just a few words. From Mrs. Miller, you heard about the responsibility you will have to lead the world and solve its problems because your lives are different than anyone who has ever come before. Nothing is ever truly lost. It is just your experience you have lived. From our students, we heard how embracing change can lead to transformation within us that help us to be the people we are meant to be. You heard what you have lived through together during the last 18 years of your lives and how those shared experiences will make you stronger. You heard about the future and how you are going to solve the problems. From me, in that video that I sent out a few weeks ago as my message to you, you heard that the only way to solve problems is to lean on each other, to empathize, to persevere, and to be resilient. You, class of 2020, have had a series of life lessons in these past few months that, if you choose to take the challenge, could be the biggest, most important events of your life to send you to the next level and to be world changers. I know you will do great things. I know you will solve the problems we face, and I wish you well in that contest. I would like to thank BN Broadcasting for live streaming this ceremony and for all their help in creating virtual experiences for our awards. I would like to thank Mrs. Berlizzi and our clerical staff for helping to plan this ceremony and for all the extra help of our staff and faculty to make this ceremony as special as it can be. I would like to thank Mr. Martin and our custodial staff for helping with the setup of our fields and making our property simply beautiful. I would like to thank Nicole Devlin for helping us with the music today. I would like to thank all of you, our guests, for being here to celebrate. And I also want to remind you that it's necessary to leave the venue as quickly and as safely as possible. And now I have the responsibility to confirm the academic accomplishments of our graduates. Mr. DiTomaso, I certify that the students before me have completed the requisite number of credits and passed the required New York State exams in order to participate in this ceremony. Graduates, before my final words, you may move your tassels from the right side of your caps to the left. With the authority vested in me by the New York State Education Department and the Belmore Merit Board of Education, I declare you the class of 2020 graduates of Calhoun High School. Now, please start from the front row on the right to walk to the south gate onto the softball field to get your parting gift, and then go by the door doors of room 100 to get your diploma and any awards you might have. Please stay socially distant as you return to your cars. Thank you so much for celebrating, and I wish you well. Nicole, play the music.
Mr. Russell, am I good to stop recording? Sound good.
Everything inside and out of love strange, so real and apart. Think of the tender things that we were working on. Slow change, they pull us apart. When I like it in your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling down, recognize me. Call my name for one more time. Rain keeps falling down, try and pretend it's my feeling will win and I won't harm you or touch your defenses. Vanity, insecurity. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you home. I'll put us back together. Don't you hustling and tonight is my appraisal. Cause I'm a hooker selling songs and my pimp's a record label. This world is full of demon stocks and bonds and Bible traders. So I do the deed, get up and leave, a climber and a sadist.